We all love when things are just working on our WordPress website and they work together smoothly, and just by adding a few pieces of code, we can achieve that. But what if I'll tell you there is a plugin that will enable you to connect over 200 other platforms to your WordPress website and to create automations on your website based on conditions that you decide what to do. So thanks to the sponsor of this video, Bit Integrations, I'm really glad to do this review and to show you how to connect Elementor Forms to Google Sheets. If you're not yet familiar with Bit Integrations, what this does is basically allow you to integrate with other platforms. As you can see here, we see WordPress, Bit Integration, which integrates with your WordPress website, and other platforms. As you can see here, we have three simple steps. We have our trigger, we have select the platform that you want to integrate to, and field mapping, as we'll see just in a bit. So as you can see here, we have just a few screenshots, which we'll get into. But if we scroll to the bottom here, you see it integrates with a lot of platforms such as WhatsApp, Woo, Dropbox, LearnDash, Jet Form Builder, Fluent CRM, ACF, and so on. So without further ado, let's dive right in. When I'm back here in my WP admin dashboard, the first thing that I would want to do is head over to my plugins, then add new, and then over in the search box, you want to search for Bit Integrations. And the plugin that you want to install is Webhook Automator and Form Integration to automate 210 plus platforms, Bit Integration by Automation and Integration plugin Bit Apps. I want to first show you the free version, and then I wanted to show you what you can get inside the pro version. Now, if we'll go to Bit Integration right over here under our comments, you'll be able to see that we have a new interface. The first thing that we have the integrations, which from here you set up the integration by itself, which we'll get to in a minute. You have the settings here. You can erase all the plugin database once you decide to delete it, if you decide to. And if you want to leave any information concerning the GDPR inside the database for a number of days of your selection, just enable that and then just input the days over here. And then the other thing, we have docs and support, and then the option to review them. So if we'll head over back to our integrations, you want to click the create integration, and the integration that I want to create is with Elementor. As you can see here, we have other plugins that we can integrate, but as you can see here, most of them are in the pro version. But luckily, Elementor, WooCommerce, WP Forms, Custom Trigger, if you know how to set up a custom trigger on your website, Contact Form 7, Action Hook, and Bitform is currently in the free version. But I would still encourage you, if you're using one of the other builders, for example, Breakdance, Breaks, Beaver, or you're using Cardflow or Divi, I think you should upgrade, because when you upgrade, you don't get only these plugins, you get unlimited integrations. So this is one of the things that you get, but I'll get to it close to the end of the video, what things you can get and why should you upgrade at all. First of all, head over to Elementor, click the plus icon, and over here, even though it seems like what do I have to do here, it's pretty straightforward. You just click the fetch button over here, and what you want to do is submit the form that you want to integrate with the Bit Integrations. So you simply click the fetch button over here, and you will see that it loads now. In my case, I'll head over to my form over here. As you can see here, this is my form. I'll click preview right over here, and then I would want to submit this form. So the Bit Integration will be able to catch that submission, and I'll be able to hook these two things, the form and the Bit Integration, so I'll be able to move forward. I'll head over and prefill this form, and once I'm done, I would want to click send. But before I do that, I just wanted to show you that it still is waiting for the form to be submitted. So I'll head over back to my sample page over here. I'll just click send, and then we'll be able to see that your submission was successful. And if we'll go back to our integration over here, we'll be able to see that the Bit Integration just catched our submission, and now it will map the fields over here, and we'll be able to see the form ID over here, and we'll be able to see the form post ID, the edit post ID, first name, last name, phone, email, and message over here. The other thing here, if you want to create a global widget of this form, what you would need to do is head over back to your Elementor page builder right over here, click the form over here, and then create a new field over here, and then create it as hidden, as you'll be able to see right here. You want to label it as form ID. And then under the advanced, under the default value, you want to give it a specific or unique ID of your own, and then it will be able to catch it once more, and then you will be able to map it. So I will show you that right now. The default value, I'll put something like, and then under the ID, I would do also the same form ID 1234. Then I'll click update. And now once it will be refreshed over here, you'll be able to see that nothing has changed because the new field is hidden. But if I'll go back to my integration over here, and I would want to click the fetch again, and now if I'll go back here and I will will submit the form once more. So I'll click send, and then it will be submitted once more, and then it will catch it once more, but then we'll be able to see our new field form ID with the form ID over here. And now we'll be able to click our unique key. In my case, I don't need to create a global widget for this form, but if you want to, this is the way to do that. The difference here will be in the unique key, which is our next step. So click the unique key over here, and then you'll be able to select it from the form fields over here. If you want to, you can click the form ID over here, but I'll leave it as it is, as form ID 47035A8. I'm good with that. I'll click OK, and then I would want to click the set action over here. And now we'll be greeted with the action itself. So the last step was the trigger. So what will trigger the automation over here? In that case, it will be the form submission. Now, what will happen after the form submission? In our case, I want to link it to Google Sheets. In my case, I can search for the Google Sheets or whatever integration I would want to make here over here. But if you don't want to search for it over here in the icons, you can simply just search for it over here, for example, Google, and you'll be able to see that it will filter it right here. I'll click the Google Sheet option over here, and then it will lead me to the following page. As you can see here, we have the integration name, the home page URL, the authorization redirect URIs, and then the client ID and client secret, which we'll be tackling right now. Now, before I go over with you and set up all the Google API console and all the other integrations over here, I just wanted to note here that I've created already a Google Sheet over here, but I would encourage you to map it ahead of time, because otherwise, if you don't map those fields, for example, in my case, I would have a field for the first name, then I'll have the last name, I'll have the phone number, I'll have the email address, email, and then I'll have the message. That we'll see in a bit once we'll integrate the Google Sheet API with our website, but this is really important because otherwise we won't see those fields and won't be able to map them. First of all, I'll just cancel this tab over here, and you want to head over to the Google Cloud Console, or if you don't know the URL for it, you can just click the Google API Console, and then it will lead you straight to the website that you need to go to. In my case, I'll head over here, and if you haven't set up anything inside the Google Cloud, it will prompt you and will tell you, hello, you have to agree to the terms and service condition, email updates if you want to, and then we'll ask you from which country you are, and we'll integrate with your Google account. In my case, it is fine. I'll click agree and continue. And now the next that you want to do is click the start free. In my case, I will agree and continue. And here you'll have to input the organization name and account if you haven't set it up already. Now, once you've done that or you set everything up, you want to head over and create a new project. So you'll head over here into this drop down, and then it will prompt you with my first project. So head over, click new project. And the first thing that you want to do here is name your project. So I'll give this project a name, something like Bit Integrations or Bit Integration. And then the location of the organization, you can leave it as it is and just click create. And over here, you want to select the project. And over here, you want to be sure that you are over in the APIs and services. And here you want to click here over in the search box, click here and search for Google Drive and select the Google Drive API. Now, we would want to enable the Google Drive API because the Google Sheets is under the Google Drive and it's inside the Google Drive. So therefore, we'll need to enable it. So head over, click enable. And once it is done, you'll be redirected to this following page. And here you want to head over back to the search field over here and search for Google Sheets this time, and head over to the Google Sheets API right over here under the marketplace, and over here also click enable. Now from here you want to head over to the auth consent screen, and here you would want to choose the external under the user type and then click create. And over here again you would want to name your app. So in my case again it would be Bit Integration. And over here under the support email, you want to put the email that would be supporting this app. In this case, it would be my email. And once you've done that, scroll over here to the bottom, and then you want to also insert the developer content information, or in this case, the email address. And once you've done that, just click save and continue. Now over here, over in the scopes, it will be redirecting us over here. You want to click the add or remove scopes. And over here, you want to search for the Google Drive or Google Drive API. You want to select the first two options over here, which will contain see, edit, create, and delete all your Google Drive files. So that would enable you to edit, create those files over in the Google Drive. So the next that you want to do is search for Google Sheets. So again, Google Sheets, and these two will be the ones that you have to select. And once you're done, click the update button right over here. So once that step is done, you'll be seeing here your sensitive scopes are over here, and then just scroll to the bottom and then click save and continue. And over here, we don't have to do anything here over in the test users, so click save and continue. And here it will be summarizing everything that we did here. So scroll to the bottom until you see this button back to dashboard, click it, and it will be redirecting us. And the next thing that you want to do is click the publish app under testing and publishing status. And over here, yes, push to production, yes, you would want to confirm it. Now, once that is done, you want to head over to the credentials over here. And then over here, you want to head over to the create credentials button right over here, and then click the auth client ID. And over here, you want to choose the application and choose the web application. And over here, you want to, again, name your application. In my case, it would be, again, bit integration. The next thing you want to do is head over and authorize JavaScript origins. So in that case, you will have to head over back to your WP admin dashboard or to the bit integration dashboard over here and just copy the homepage URL. Just click this button of copy and then head over back and then just click the add URI and then paste the URL over here. Then scroll to the bottom until you hit the authorize redirect URIs and then again add URI, and over here head over back to your bit integration over here and then you want to copy the authorize redirect URIs. Just click the copy button and head over back over there and then just paste the URL right over here. Once that is done, you want to click create. Now, once that is done, the auth client ID is created. So you want to copy the client ID and the client secret right to the integration over here in those fields, client ID and client secret. And once that is done, you want to click authorize and the next window will pop up. You want to choose the Google account ID that you configured through the Google Cloud, meaning the same Google account that you have entered over here over in the APIs and services. So in my case, it would be this email. And yes, don't worry if you see this message, you want to just click advanced and then you want to click the go to the name of the website. Even though it says unsafe, don't worry. And then scroll to the bottom over here and click continue. That's pretty much it for this step. You'll be seeing that it will configure everything and you'll be able to see that we have a check mark right over here. It's authorized. So you want to click next. And here you want to choose the spreadsheet. As you can see here, we have the option to select a spreadsheet. So in my case, it's already been fetched and you can see Elementor Forms submissions. So the next thing you want to do is head over to the worksheet and then select the worksheet. In my case, it is worksheet number 1, just so you'll be able to understand what is happening over here. The Elementor Forms submissions is the name of the sheets over here. And if we'll go to the bottom of the page, you'll be seeing here sheet number 1. You can rename it whatever you want to. So for example, I'll head over with the following name, form submissions. And if I'll go back to my integration right over here and I'll head over to my worksheet and I'll click this button of refresh, you'll be able to see that now I'll have to select it once more because the sheet has been changed. So you want to click the drop down over here and then we'll be seeing form submissions, which exactly is the name that I've set it up right over here. So we're already seeing that these things are working together. So next up, we have the header row. So it's A1, as you can see here, A1, which is the header of the sheets that will tell the integration that this is the header of the sheet. So right underneath it, you can put all the other values. Right here, we want to map our fields. So we'll be able to tell bit integration what fields will have to be filled in based on the forms that we submitted. So in my case, I would select the field, or the first field would be the first name. So over here, select field will be first name. Then to add one more, you can just click the plus icon, or if you want to trash that, you can just click the trash icon right over here. So in my case, I will click the plus icon and then I'll map the last name. So it'll be the last name over here and then the last name. And I think you get the point here. Also the phone number, then phone number and the email address. Also the email address. If you have noticed, there is one field which is missing for me from the Google fields right over here. And in this case, what you would need to do is head over to the header row over here and click the refresh button. And after that, it will show you the field that is missing if you have encountered that problem. In my case, I've already clicked the header row and now we'll be able to see when I click the plus icon and I'll choose the message field and I'll head over to my Google fields over here, I'll be able to see the message field mapped out. Once I've configured and I mapped all the fields, I want to click next. and then I'm done. You can see we have the success message, successfully integrated, finish, and save. Now the integrations will be refreshed, and then we'll be able to see right over here our dashboard with all the integrations that we have made so far, and we'll be able to see the trigger, which is Elementor in our case. The action name will be Google Sheets because it is sending the data to Google Sheet, and then when it was created, and then the status, it is active, and then we have actions. Now the actions over here, you'll be able to see the info, which will lead us to the integration information over here. And if we'll go back, click that button over here, and we'll be able to head over back to our actions, and we'll be able to see our timeline, and we'll be able to see all the submissions. And once we will submit, which we'll do in a minute, you'll be able to see all the integration working together, but you'll be able to see the status, the record type, response, and date. We'll get back to it in a minute. So head over, click back, and then the other options that we have here is the ability to edit it or delete it altogether. So let's head over to our form over here. Let's click refresh and let's try to resubmit it. Once you fill up the form, just click send, and then I will be able to see that my form is successfully submitted. And now we'll be able to see that over in the Google Sheets. So in order to see that, head over to the Google Sheet, and then we'll be able to see that the first name and the last name is pre-filled, and the phone number, email, and message. As we can see here, everything was integrated successfully. Everything is going through our website to Google Sheet successfully. Once that is done, let's head over back to integrations for WordPress over here, and let's head over to our timeline, and then we'll be able to see the status is success, record type, response, and the date. And the next thing that I wanted to show you here is how to connect the Elementor Pro Forms to MailPoet. So for that, you will have to install the MailPoet plugin over here and go through the setup wizard and set it up on your website. And of course, it's go without saying that you have to have the MailPoet account over in the MailPoet website. Other than that, while everything is set up on your side, what you want to do is head over and click create integration, and the same process would be repeated. So head over, click the Elementor icon over here with the plus icon, and then the same thing would be here. So we'll click fetch, then we'll head over back to our form over here, and then we'll just fill it up. You might have noticed that I've just edited it a little bit, because you can see here I have only my name, last name, and email, and that's pretty much would be for my subscription form for MailPoet. So if you want to adjust it differently, by all means go ahead and do so. So in my case, I'll just click send, and we'll be able to see our submission was successful. So let's head over back to our integration over here. Be able to see again that our form has been fetched by the bit integration over here. We can map it out however we want to over here, and also check the unique key and head over, click OK over here, and then let's head over to set action. So over here we have again all the actions over here, and you want to search for MailPoet or just scroll to the bottom here until you'll see the MailPoet logo. So let's click it. Here we'll have to just authorize the MailPoet over here. Integration name MailPoet. I'll leave it as it is. Click authorize, be able to see that it's checked. Let's click next, and now we'll be able to map out everything inside the list over here. So you want to choose the list that you want to. For me, it will be newsletter mailing list. This is my new account in MailPoet, so I'll just leave it as it is. And you want to map out here the form fields. Over in the MailPoet fields, as we can see here, the first field is email. So head over to form fields and just select the email over here. Then add the first name, as we can see here, also first name, add a new field, and the last name, same thing would be here. Now, you have also the option to add conditional logic, as we can see here, and that applies to all the integrations and all the other options that you would want to. As you can see here, you have if this happens or this happens, then this. As we can see here, we have also the option to add and or groups and groups. I hope that doesn't confuse you, but this is a great feature that I think totally worth it. And if you need to, you can adjust it depending on your own preferences. So I would just disable it because I personally don't need it for this matter. Other than that, click next, and we can see here the successful integration, and we can just click finish and save. Now we can see here the trigger is Elementor, as we've set it up, and we have the action name MailPoet, and then created on this date. As we've seen before, we have other options. As we can see here, we have info, timeline, edit, and delete. Let's head over to our MailPoet, and we'll be able to see that I currently don't have any subscriptions. So let's head over to our MailPoet over here. We can see here I have no current subscribers to my mailing list. So let's head over back to our form over there, and let's try to submit it and be able to see that we have a new subscriber. Let's head over to our sample page over here. I'll just click refresh, and then I'll fill up the form. All right, let's click send. And we're able to see your submission was successful. Let's head over back to our MailPoet over here, and let's click the recalculate now button. and we'll be able to see that our subscription was successful. As we can see here, my mail, my name, and all the other informations. We can see here the list, status, currently I'm unconfirmed, and we can see source, currently unknown. As we can see here, fewer than 3 emails sent. So for now, I didn't send any email for this email. Beside the integration with MailPoet, the other thing that I wanted to say here is that even though when you click the create integration, you have a few options here on the free version, take into account that all these integration, if you upgrade to the pro version, you'll be able to integrate all these plugins together with all the other triggers in the next step. Now, I think this is a crazy way to make everything bundled up into one plugin instead of having integration with one plugin and then the other plugin, and then you just bundle up everything into your WordPress website, and this is just in one plugin. And as you can see here, the integration is quite simple, doesn't take a lot of time, and you have everything just in one place. I think that's great. Other than that, again, I want to say thank you to Bit Integration for sponsoring this video, and I just wanted to go over with you on what you get once you upgrade to the pro version. Now, you have two plans that are coming up in this. You have the annual plan and then the lifetime. For the annual plan, for 1 year, it's only $29, and you get the license for one site, everything included in the free version, and unlimited active integrations, meaning all that what we've seen so far, plus the pro integrations, meaning all the integrations that they have for 1 year for $29, which I think is crazy. And if you're not happy with what you get, you have 30-day money back guarantee. You get the 1 year support and 1 year updates, as we can see here. Now, if you want to upgrade for 5 websites, it's $69. I think it's still worth it, honestly. And if you're an agency, $99 would be down your road. As you can see here, it's 1,000 websites. If you reach that, I wish to you to reach that. If you're an agency, it's awesome. And if you want to, you can also head over and upgrade to the lifetime, and then the lifetime starts from $99. Again, I think it's still worth it. And then if you want to upgrade for 5 websites, at $299, and then the agency $499. And the link to the Bit Integration website will be down in the description of this video, as well as the link for the plugin itself. I really hope this video helped you, and if it did, I'd be really glad to if you leave a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any tutorial that I'll post on Elementor, WooCommerce, WordPress, and other awesome plugins like this one. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next one.